Believe it or not, before they were platforming Doja Cat wearing a cow costume with french fries up her nose, Genius was once considered a staple of the music industry.
Sure, we've all experienced, you're listening to a song, and you ask yourself, just what does that mean? What does that lyric mean?
Quickly amassing an audience of millions as the place to go to learn the words to your favorite songs. However, everything changed following one move by Genius that would redefine their entire company.
6'7", I just bit right on the highway. Bip.
I'm just as black as my cousin Keisha. I'm biracial, so bye, Felicia.
These beautiful things that I've got, please stay.
Over the years, Genius has given us countless interviews such as Benson Boone's that will make you absolutely cringe, as well as one which, if you stick around and watch to the end of this video, is honestly disturbing enough to send chills down your spine. As crazy as it is to say, nearly 20 years ago now, back in 2009, after first crossing paths in college at Yale, these three dudes right here decided to all band their skills together and create a new website called Genius. Well, originally it was instead named Rap Genius, and as for their motive behind the platform,
so that's why we built this site, was there's all these amazing, interesting lines in rap. Tom was just sort of getting into rap, and we were just hanging out listening to music, and Tom was asking some questions.
Not even 2 years into their launch, Rap Genius was racking up over 1 million monthly visitors. That is, despite having what I would like to point out, one of the worst search engines in existence. Even to this day, I don't know how the search on Genius is so awful. But yet, prior to embarrassing collabs with Doja Cat, for example, who wore a cow suit, or this guy, the Backpack Kid, remember him?
Flossin', I be flossin'.
With record labels forced to take notice, though, of the company's rapid rise back in 2011, before we knew it, Rap Genius was working directly next to these big artists themselves, taking a major step beyond simple lyrics on a website.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm on Rap Genius. This site right here is about hip-hop lyrics, the breakdown, the meaning.
But Nas leading the way, this idea of sitting down with rappers to break down their own bars on camera sounded genius. Initially naming the series Inside the Lines, and starting with Mac Miller, Joe Budden, or Logic to name a few. It was then, after rebranding to simply Genius in 2014, plus securing a slight $40 million investment from Dan Gilbert, who is also the owner of the Cleveland Cavs. Thus, Genius finally had the money to expand into something much bigger.
Hey, you know what time it is? Your man Designer 2 Eyes, man. Panaman talking to you. Up here in Genius, about to tell y'all the lyrics. I said, I got broads in Atlanta, twisting dope lean in the Fanta, credit cards in the scammers, hitting off licks in the bundle.
10 years ago in 2016, Designer was the first viral artist to explain his lyrics in front of this yellow backdrop, tallying up over 15 million views as fans wanted to learn what the he was saying on Panda. And then, 4 months later, it was 21 Savage who officially kicked off Genius's new verified series. You know, all the videos with this intro music?
Females gonna watch this. Look at me, baby. Yeah, you see it, huh, baby, on the set.
I done fell in love with a Dottie. That's the life we live, lifestyle. I mean, who doesn't? Yeah, everybody got to fall in love with someone, right? Shawty, I just want your love for a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Baby, welcome to the party. I'm a thought. Get me lit. That got nothing to do with no girls. That's some street shit. That just mean I'm with whatever. I'm with everything.
There's no denying that Genius has provided us with some classic content over the past decade. But, although it was dope to see a lot of these artists' personalities closer on camera, including Lil Tecca, who admitted to capping all throughout his diamond-certified hit Ransom.
I got 2 twin Glocks, turn you to a dancer. I don't have no straps for nobody. I don't got no straps. You know, I got the funny Prado when I hit Milan. No, I've never been to Europe or nothing.
Despite Genius's classic library of interviews, though, as the saying goes, you can't win them all. And with no joke, over 1,500 artists and counting having now sat in front of that yellow backdrop, Genius has definitely not won them all. Beginning with this. I'm not lying, one of the worst songs in my ears I've ever heard.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I'm not a cat. I don't say meow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I go moo. 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 Moo.
This is Doja Cat, who for some reason was asked to break down the thought process behind her 2018 song Moo, sarcastically eating a hamburger at the same time. Yet, although the song was obviously made as a meme, this still didn't stop Genius from doing an entire deep dive on it.
I've had intention of making like meme music. Got milk, bitch. Got beef. Got steak, ho. Got cheese. If anyone makes a cow song, they have to say got milk. I think I was forced to say that shit subconsciously.
Trying her best to justify the garbage she just sang into the mic, I could have easily guessed Moo was recorded in only one day. Now, to be fair, and in her defense, Doja Cat in general has never been known as some super crazy lyricist.
I like butts and I think about butts, and I felt like making a butt song because I made a booby song. So I was like, alright, let me just make a butt song.
But meme song or not, in my opinion, Doja Cat's Moo is even worse and needs to be erased from the internet forever. And while we're at it too, maybe this viral tweet about the song. Of course, along with her cringe-inducing Genius interview. Doja Cat, I'm a cow. Genius, there must be a hidden meaning. The top comment jokes.
Moo, 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 moo. Cows are farting right now, and they are ruining the ozone. This is not helping, and me eating this, don't do what I'm doing with my farmer, McDonald, and he treat me real good, it's an honor. McDonald's has cheeseburgers, and old McDonald had a farm.
Real quick, I just want to say that I appreciate you guys suffering through all this cringe with me. And if you want, be sure to drop a sub for new videos. However, unfortunately, Doja Cat barely scratches the surface of Genius's most embarrassing moments. Back during the old SoundCloud days and that whole internet era, we had new names going viral every week, and again, Genius was right there to cover it all. But as time went on, they began to cover a little too much. If you've been fortunate enough to never encounter his content, this right here is Russell Horning, better known as the Backpack Kid. The Backpack Kid went insanely viral in 2017 thanks to the floss dance, which Katy Perry would even invite him for on SNL.
Let's go.
But trying to ride the success of the dance, the next thing we knew, the Backpack Kid was out here trying to launch his own music career, dropping a song named after the dance. However, thankfully, rather than flossing, instead this song was flopping, and would reach nowhere near any charts. Yet, the Backpack Kid does hold one other Genius record though, as one of the most disliked videos on their channel.
I be flossing. Flossing is the dance that took the world by storm on the internet. After SNL, it didn't have a name, but it was like still a popular dance, so people on the internet just called it flossing.
I'll be flossing. I'll be flossing. What does he mean by that? Finally, I can understand what he means. They've clearly just given up.
Besides the 500,000 dislikes, the comments on this episode were not any better. I feel bad for whoever had to film and edit this. I demand my brain cells back. As his career played out, the Backpack Kid would seemingly retire from music in 2023. That is, unlike Gabby Hanna after her nightmare on Genius.
Monster came at a time when I was feeling like I was losing a lot of people. It felt like I was doing something inherently bad or I did something wrong. And there comes a point if you're having problems with people where you kind of have to ask yourself, is it me? Am I the reason?
Contrary to the rest that we've covered so far, Gabby Hanna's song Monster at least attempted to have a real story behind it. Just not a good one. As one comment sums up her Genius appearance, Gabby talks like she's trying to fill the word count on a past due essay. She's literally an impersonation of I'm 14 and this is deep.
People wanna talk when I'm not around to hear. So that line, people wanna talk when I'm not around to hear, means a few things. One is obviously like gossip and rumors, but a lot of it too is when people can't just confront you about a problem. Sometimes it's easier for people to just cut you out instead of say like, hey, I didn't really like this, or I don't really like when you do this. They're all talking amongst each other and not to you. The really they don't know what I'm made of also means two things. It means you don't know what I got, like I'm tougher than you think, but it also was supposed to be a deeper meaning on DNA.
Considering that Gabby Hanna had started out as a Vine star, I don't think a lot of people had big expectations for her songwriting skills in the first place. However, unlike artists such as Doja Cat, again for example, who can admit that her music isn't always meant to be so deep, nah, this girl on the other hand, Gabby Hanna is ready to go to war with whoever dares to disrespect her creative projects.
If you put my name in a title, say Gabby Hanna's poetry is bad, or Gabby Hanna cannot sing at all, obviously that's not constructive criticism because constructive criticism by nature and definition is not insulting or belittling. Gabby can't sing, Gabby's book sucks, which hey, by the way, everybody liked my music and my book until it was popular to hate me. I do want to throw that out there. I get it. I don't care. What if I'm the monster that's been here all along?
To be more precise, it was this exact moment of Gabby singing which went totally viral. And as I'll play it again, notice how it sounds like Genius had to switch mics during her singing.
What if I'm the monster that's been here all along?
Monster that's been here all along.
Maybe I'm the monster.
Maybe
with others left shocked that this video is still public, currently standing at 11 million views, which compared to the 70,000 that Gabby Hanna's music video received is a massive difference. But, while we'll reveal in a sec, another Genius video that seriously needs to be taken down. When it comes to artists who neither sang their acapella well nor explained any of their lyrics, nobody was worse than Jacob Sartorius.
Oh, I wouldn't mind if you wanna be together, get back together, yeah. I'm alright, but I'd rather be alright with you. I think remembering why you dated in the first place is very important to getting back into a relationship with someone. If you really go back and just understand each other as people, like a lot of times you come to a really good understanding, then you can always make things work again.
Reaching like Elastigirl to make his lyrics sound as deep as possible. Instead, this verified episode ended up so terrible it now holds a brutal 1 to 10 like to dislike ratio on YouTube, which again is dreadful, and it's not hard to understand why.
Waiter with my Coke, who doesn't care about my health like you do, baby, all I'm saying is.
In fact, 8 years later and now at age 23, even Jacob can admit how corny his interview was looking back.
That's the best, when I see like fan posts or DMs, like, yo, you actually have saved me with this song. There's nothing.
I don't think anybody told me that, honestly.
With this one, I don't know if I did my big one, but I don't know, bro. Look at my face. Bro, I was so high, bro, I swear. I was high, bro, I was high.
But on the bright side though, if there is any at all, thankfully Jacob was only a one-time appearance. That is, unlike Logic. You see, in 2017, Genius pulled off something that had never been done before in company history, collaborating with Logic to produce a Genius video for every track off his new album, all 13 of them. However, despite their millions of views, in reality, Logic's interviews went viral for all the wrong reasons.
I don't want to be alive, I don't want to be alive. And I think it's a bit morbid at first, like, I don't want to be alive, I just want to die. Like, oh shit, but I had to write this because you can't sugarcoat it. Everything's gonna be alright, motherfucker, don't kill yourself.
When you look at Logic's overall reputation, it really felt as if after this album titled Everybody, almost everybody's opinion on him changed. But whether you like him or not, there's no doubt Logic's 13 Genius interviews provided more ammo to those who were calling him corny.
If it was 1717, black daddy, white mama wouldn't change a thing. Light-skinned motherfucker certified as a house nigga. Then or now, like motherfuckers was persecuted for being black or white, wasn't accepted by one side or the other side or both sides, didn't know where to fit in, when to fit in, how to fit in, and it's like, that's how I feel today, you know what I mean? Like, I've had white people treat me like shit and be like, fuck you, and you this and you that. I've heard these things from people. In my blood is the slave and the master. That's like the devil playing spades with the pastor. But he was born with the white privilege. Man, what the f is that? White people told me as a child, as a little boy, playing with his toys, I should be ashamed to be black. And some black people look ashamed when I rap, like my great granddaddy didn't take a whip to the back.
One thing about Logic is that he's clearly never cared what people think about him. Yet, well, at least we learned that he is biracial. Oh yeah, did I mention that Logic is biracial? All jokes aside, the next interviews that you're about to see are somehow even worse.
It's very straightforward. Songs about games. What more can I say? Among Us is a very multiplayer heavy video game. You're a sneaky little imposter, aren't you? Aren't you? You're a sneaky little imposter, aren't you?
What I just forced you to sit through was CG5 giving a lyric breakdown to the viral pandemic game Among Us. Why, you ask? Well, I wondered the same. But apparently Genius linked up with this guy following his song titled Show Yourself, which is seriously just about playing Among Us. Don't get me wrong, it's a pretty fun game, but to record an entire song was on a different level. And meanwhile, for fans of Genius, it's safe to say this interview was a major disappointment.
It's still a pretty low point to stoop to, because it becomes very obvious over the course of this interview that this song does not need an interview. I mean, it's like the flossing song interview. There's nothing to explore with these lyrics. There's nothing that needs to be explained. Call me crazy, but I believe that that is the worst Genius interview of the bad Genius interview saga. I would rather watch Gabby Hanna.
They're really out here giving a Genius interview to anyone now. As some would even begin to theorize, perhaps a lot of the major artists were turning down Genius by this point, leaving them to work with what was left. But yet, just when you're thinking their artist selection couldn't possibly get any worse, Genius would go from interviewing someone making songs about a game, to then virtual characters who are literally in one.
Kali that girl, Kali go grr. More than I like to admit, I do get pretty angry sometimes. A lot of that gets channeled into my flow and the way I write, which is pretty freeing. Kali don't stop, Kali don't skr. Kali got a job, Kali go to work. Always on fire, don't get burnt. I try not to get burned, but it's not always easy when you're spitting hot flames. Ugh.
5 years ago when this virtual K-pop girl group consisting of League of Legends characters appeared on Genius, fans were left speechless. On top of obviously not filming the artist live and rather using this dumb animation, the song itself features the most basic lyrics ever.
I'm giving you more, cause I'm greater than. I don't do mathematics. I hated them. I really, really hate mathematics. Like, no.
I hate mathematics? You are literally made of mathematics. Especially if you aren't familiar with League of Legends, it is impossible to grasp this quote-unquote interview. But although many have crowned this the worst Genius content in years, recently one other upload has been sparking viral controversy. And this is for sure. It is easily the most disturbing.
Hello, my name is David. Pronounced David, not D4VD.
In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry.
In 2022, when viral music artist David took to Genius to explain his hit song Romantic Homicide, initially fans had nothing but praise. Well, depending on if you liked his singing, I suppose. Upon release though, viewers had no idea the haunting reality David's lyrics were about to take on. Because after he was recently arrested as a suspect in the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 14-year-old who he allegedly murdered and then left dismembered in the trunk of his Tesla, which I've been covering the case on my channel if you want to see more in depth. But as you might guess, following this tragic news, David's Genius episode here immediately took on a much darker meaning.
So what inspired the hook, In the Back of My Mind You Died, is kind of like the storytelling aspect in a way that it builds up to the big moment where she died in the back of my mind. Right? I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. And I didn't even cry, not a single tear.
This song is definitely a whole confession. Bro was leaving hints like the Riddler. Now, what would further convince us that this interview was not just figurative storytelling like David had tried to claim, is that the actual music video for this song released on September 7th. Why is that significant? September 7th was also Celeste's birthday. Continuing on to then drop this other music video too, where David can be seen stuffing a body into his car. These details have completely changed how people view David's music.
In the back of my mind, but then you think that I'm gonna say you died, but I say I killed you. So it's not like it was something that she did, it was something that I decided to do. And I killed her in the back of my mind.
From embarrassing meme songs to then interviews that have aged in such ways that nobody could have ever imagined, Genius has truly captured some insane moments over the years. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.